Now, Pitt Girl, what are you going to sample tonight?
So, gentle listener, I drove to the Duke's Mayo Bowl, and that means that you can stop at the grocery store on the way back and acquire things, which I did. And so I am pleased to present to you, and unfortunately, I can't crack the can for you because obnoxiously Pit Boyfriend wanted to try this, so it's already open. But Noda Brewing makes a cheerwine ale with a lovely little
Okay.
vintage truck on the can.
Now, folks on this podcast, have we all had cheerwine before?
Oh, hell yeah.
Nope. I didn't get any in North Carolina, and I'm upset about it.
I
Oh,
unfortunately
no.
did not. I brought home fancy beer from the brewery we went to.
I was like,
home cheerwine.
I wanted to get cheerwine and try Carolina barbecue for the first time. I got the barbecue portion.
Okay.
I just did not. I was hoping that there was a cheerwine like soda machine, but like all the places we had in downtown Charlotte, none of them had them. And so I needed to dig better. And there was a Whole Foods not too far from the hotel, but I was like, man, Whole Foods is not going to have cheerwine.
No.
It's going to be like some
Oh,
organic.
they probably would have.
Cheer
Okay.
kombucha. Cheer
Cheer
kombucha.
kombucha.
Tangentially, I got fountain cheerwine at Sheetz in North Carolina. And
Mm.
if that's possible there, I want it here.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I bet that slapped.
It was so good.
So I have never tried cheerwine because I know what flavor it is, and I'm good on that flavor.
Yeah, that's fair. So I am smelling the beer. It smells exactly like cheerwine.
Okay. Okay.
It's interesting. It
Uh-oh.
smells exactly like cheerwine. It is a like a cherry wheat beer ultimately,
Oh.
but they really nailed the smell.
I have had a cheerwine bourbon slushy, and that may be
Oh, I'd
my
get down on that.
perfect- right. It's like the perfect combination of things. I've also had the cheerwine float at Cookout,
Mm-hmm.
which is very good.
I love both Cheerwine and Cherokee Red. Don't mix those together. Don't do that.
What is Cherokee Red?
Oh man, I don't think that exists anymore. But I have a Cherokee Red story.
What is it?
Just that when
No,
your
sorry.
roommate-
What is?
Oh,
What is
what is it? Not what the story is, because I can tell you the story.
Tell me
I'm looking
both.
to see if it's
What
cool.
is the drink?
I mean, it's a red soda, and when your roommate uses it as a mixer and then throws up, you can look like there was a lot of blood in the bathroom the next morning when you go in and don't realize what happened and be very concerned.
Oh
Like a
my!
murder. Okay.
I have never seen this before, and I am a little concerned about the bottle art.
Yeah, there's a reason it doesn't exist anymore, I think.
I'm not sure if it does or doesn't exist anymore. It was findable at all the local places that had RC Cola around here.
Looks like it's still available.
Oh wow, okay. Did they at least
yeah,
update the
someone
art?
asked our Pennsylvania, and the top comment is a Reddit account named Cherokee Red saying that they still exist.
There you go.
I found it at World Market in San Antonio. I'm going to have to make a trip.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can also get cheerwine there.
No, it's cheerwine.
I'm not drinking any red beverages tonight. Although I am drinking a beverage that comes in a red can because we are enjoying the final few games of Coca-Cola Bowl season.
Welcome, everyone, to the Sickos Committee podcast. This is our podcast for the evening of January 4th, 2026. Happy New Year to everyone. We have just spent time together, so this conversation is going to be really fun. Just had to pee there. Sorry. Don't worry about it.
Jordan, I'm literally on the call.
HR!
Listen, every time I open the can
You-
of Coke, I then pour it into a glass because the glass has a shot of rum in it. So
Ah.
See, that's the
I'm
smart
gonna
thing to
drink.
do. The problem is that Jordan was so good this weekend about not doing HR violations, and then we all go home and he just decides to be a walking HR violation again.
That's true.
When I can't get him and smack him upside the head.
Yeah, I didn't
probably why.
say HR once this not even technically
No,
weekend
no
because
one
the
had
game
to
was on
call on
Friday.
my services.
No.
But once I'm thousands of miles away, I'm free.
You literally live by my family. This is my excuse to go visit them and find you.
That is true. Okay, so you know what? That is very true.
I
As
do have
always-
your address.
God damn it. As always,
bet
I am
you-
Jordan.
You either live by my sister or my niece and her husband and their kids. It's
HR is coming for you.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I am
Ask not
Jordan.
for
With
whom
me
the
tonight.
HR.
With me tonight, I have Commish, Pitt Girl, Beth, Arthur on the ones and twos, and special guest, Big Sky Brigit. Brigit, how are you?
I'm good. Listeners can't hear or see this, but I am boxing up all my film from the Mayo Bowl this weekend to go out in the morning. I'm here, I'm home, and I'm very happy that we were able to do this weekend. Still just sort of slowly processing literally everything that happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Film and otherwise, yes. A lot of processing.
Yeah, and then I have to figure out like how to feel about the Natty coming up because I just haven't had that on my mind. So people are talking to me about it, like I've been thinking about it, and I go, oh yeah, oh that's Monday, huh?
I can't stop smiling. I'll just say that.
Beth, how are you?
So I was expecting any number of things to happen at the Mayo Bowl. I was not expecting the Mayo Bowl to save my life. I figured the opposite would happen, but because I was at the Mayo Bowl, I was not with my family on New Year's, which means that when 4 of my 6 nieces and nephews called today to say that they had head lice, I wasn't around them.
Hooray!
So thanks to the Mayo Bowl.
Hey, look. Dukes, if you need the slogan, Dukes Mayo. The Dukes Mayo Bowl prevents head lice.
Yes.
Better,
true.
better
Duke's
than
Mayo Bowl
headlights.
literally saves lives.
Pitt Girl, how are you?
I'm good. It's Sunday. Happy Sunday. I asked Beth after we walked out of the Mayo Bowl if we had both just taken a bunch of hallucinogens. And evidently we hadn't, but it kind of felt like that.
We sure did.
Great weekend. Not technically weekend, because weekend is now.
Commish?
I'm great. It's been an adventure from last week, doing 20 hours of driving, doing a podcast, then like Happy New Year in-laws. Then it's like wake up early. You're in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now I'm back in San Antonio. I've done a little bit too much traveling in the past 2 weeks. I'm glad I still have my voice. I cannot stop smiling from what occurred this weekend. I'm just, I don't know. I'm just really, really, really happy. And it was awesome to get together with everybody and to see stupid ideas that I had in Zoom calls in like August come to life.
Don't let your memes be dreams.
I mean, just getting a random text while I'm in the school pickup line from Miller, and hey, I have an idea. I was like, oh, let's go. And then I immediately start a Google Doc of like ideas and just to see that like come to life, and having to wait 4 months and some odd weeks to have it come to life. And I mean, it was better than I could have imagined, and I look forward to whatever we can do next year.
Let's talk about what happened here, because some of our listeners don't know. This past weekend, every member of this podcast currently, plus Andrew, plus Kevin, plus Katie, were all at the Duke's Mayo Bowl. This is the first time most of us had been together. Me, Commish, Pitt Girl, and Beth and Arthur went to the brawl last year.
And Andy. Andy was there
And
too.
Andy.
Was there too, yes.
Yes, but
Yes.
this was the first time that more than 6 of us were in the same place.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. We'll break down the story. We're going to talk a lot about it because we have lots of things to share.
We left
not
Joey
mitigated.
so unsupervised.
We did. We left Joey extremely unsupervised.
That's fine. He
The
was
most unsupervised he will probably ever be.
Yeah.
he was posting about World Youth Hockey Championships, and it was great. Good
That's
for you,
fine.
Joey.
That's
Yeah.
perfect, actually.
So most of us flew there. Some of us drove. Pitt Girl, you got to go to Buc-ee's again.
I did. I drove there, and there's a Buc-ee's just south of JMU now. Also, the folks who talk about JMU being like the interstate running right through the middle of JMU's campus are not kidding.
Oh,
You
it
can
very
see-
does.
Yeah, you can see the football stadium on the one side and the baseball stadium on the other side, and they're both really nice. But I went to Buc-ee's, and it was just as overwhelming as the first time I went to Buc-ee's in 2021 after the Peach Bowl. But I had a slightly better idea of what I was doing there, which was good. And now I have a tiny little beaver on my Christmas tree.
It's cute.
It's very cute.
What snacks did you get?
I got on the way south. I got a big bag of Korean barbecue beef jerky and a small bag that I still have not opened of the cinnamon sugar beaver nuggets because I didn't
they're
like
very
the
good.
regular beaver nuggets the first time I had them.
The cinnamon sugar ones are better.
Okay, yeah.
Fine.
See,
More for us.
yeah. Someone who had been to Buc-ee's more than I have suggested the cinnamon sugar ones to me, so I have them. I haven't tried them yet. Northbound, I got the brisket. Astonishingly good.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah, for places that don't really make brisket, very, very good. I will say, Texans, do your Buc-ee's have kolaches after 11 a.m.?
Yes.
The one in Virginia stops making them at 11 a.m. and I was displeased.
No,
What?
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
It is bullshit. I'm mad about it.
Did you try the pickles or the red beet eggs?
Neither. I don't like red beet eggs.
Buc-ee's is always such a fun place to stop at. I always spend more than I intend to.
Yep.
I have a feeling that if you looked at the economy of Buc-ee's, it would be like the economy of Trader Joe's. Oh, so you got a koozie too.
I did, because it was like $2 and I bought a canned drink anyway. It was like, I may as well have this thing that will make my drink stay cold because I've got another 4 hours to drive.
There's something about Trader Joe's, I forget where I read this, that people spend compared to what they expect to spend, they always spend like $20 more at Trader Joe's. I would expect
Oh,
that
yeah.
Buc-ee's is very much the same way. That you always overspend at Buc-ee's.
Both of my individual transactions at Buc-ee's were less than $20, not counting gas.
You do better than I do then.
Wow, you're really disciplined. I have been like closely tracking the construction of a Buc-ee's that is maybe 4 hours away from me because I'm probably going to drive through there at one point.
Yeah.
Where's
It's
that one?
it's going in outside of Dayton on I-70.
Oh, okay.
So
Scenic
they are-
Dayton. It's the place to be.
yeah, no, I mean they've got the first four and now they're going to have a Buc-ee's. And everything I've seen is that the opening is still on track for April 2026, which will be before I'm scheduled to drive through there. So really got my fingers crossed that they get it open by Memorial Day weekend when I'll be going through.
I'm assuming that the eventual PA Buc-ee's is going to either go in the 8381 corridor or is going to go in Breezewood.
Man,
There's
if it
really
goes in
nowhere else
Breezewood-
to put it in terms of traffic.
The
Like,
idea of putting it at 83 and 81 is concerning. There is not a lot large enough.
I know.
I drive through there a lot. There is not a lot large enough.
Yeah, and it'll be a gigantor. Well, I would think they would, they might put it a little bit south of there.
It could go else. It could go on 81 somewhere. Yeah.
Put it on some of the TMI land. They're not using everything.
Or at like 81 and 78, maybe.
3
I love
Mile Island
Breezewood
Buc-ee's.
becoming even more of a parking lot.
So
Hmm.
Breezewood is getting bypassed. So
It doesn't.
in-
It won't matter. Buc-ee's will just make their own exit.
Can we
as they
make
do.
Cars 4 about Breezewood?
I
mean,
like that.
I don't know.
Ooh.
I think the Buc-ee's should go on the road between 76 and 81 that you have to like physically get on.
Oh yeah, so that section of Carlisle is basically the secret second Breezewood that no one ever
Yes.
talks about.
So the first day, well, we trickle in over the Wednesday and Thursday before the game. This is New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. When we all get there on New Year's Day, we have lunch together. We're waiting for Commish. We hit up a brewery at something called the Optimist Hall.
Optimist Hall. It's an old converted warehouse. We went
It's
to
very
Fonta
cool.
Flora, FONTA space FLORA. They do a lot of good sours if that's what you're into.
Their barley wine was also delicious.
We both missed it, Pitt Girl. We're gonna have to do another road trip.
We are. Yeah. Oh no, we got to go to the Duke's Mayo Bowl again.
Oh, next year
Oh.
you think they'll have us back? I think so. Maybe
think so.
with an expanded.
We can go to
season.
more breweries like Birdsong or Burial.
I really enjoyed the beer from Fontaflora. It was I'm gonna say this in Cajun man voice. It was a great saison.
That's not too like off on how you say it in German either.
Mhm.
So that's like pretty close.
Okay,
The-
I mean that'll work.
The pregame events were a lot of fun. We had
What
dinner.
other German words are close to Cajun?
Probably many of them.
I can't think of any off the top of my head.
We'll
German.
work on that.
German,
Allemand.
German
Allemand.
saison.
Allemand.
Allemand. Although Allemand technically is French in German. Never mind. So that makes sense.
Are we going to
It
talk
doesn't-
about how happy
Norwegian?
Andrew was to find Malort at the second place we went to?
Oh,
Oh
my
my
god!
god.
Oh my
The light
God.
in his eyes. I have never seen someone so excited in
I
their entire
spotted the Malort. I was like, they have Malort, and then like
Andy
the
was
call
immediately
correspondent-
He
like,
was just like, it's
how
on. Who's
many?
Malorting
What?
right now? Who's with me?
Go.
He
And
got
Beth
What was
us
on the menu? It was like,
into
you have
it.
problems or something. If you're gonna
Beth, how
do
wa-
this,
Beth, how was it?
I had to
You're right. And
Mhm.
I will
Beth, why
say
did you
that
have two?
because I really liked it.
Beth, what did you get after your first shot?
Oh, I got a sticker that says "I'm Malorted" that looks like an "I voted" and it has the little Malort
With the
logo on the flag.
It's
Yeah,
so cute. I was
Yeah.
so happy for you. The look on your face of like conflicted and like really happy was just like, I'm sure that's what Andy was going for with like being really happy.
I was so prepared for this to be like the first time I had durian.
Mm-hmm. Or like
That-
Underberg.
the first time you
Listen.
had durian.
Usually there's not a second time.
every bar we went to had Underberg, which made me very happy.
Yeah.
I should have taken a shot at every location. But Beth, what would you describe the taste as?
For me, it was a lot of like the pith of a grapefruit, but like it had been left out for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really, really liked it.
it was my first Malort also, which
Right.
I handled it well.
You did.
The thing
Very much so.
that like upset me the most is like I couldn't place the taste right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like I was expecting like something like horrible.
Oh, you went on a
Uh,
brain journey next to me.
And like I just sat there and I was like, I cannot, like my tongue could not process what this was. And I had to go deep into my mind to figure out what it was.
Commission
Into
in
the
his
mind-
mind
into the
palace.
mind
Rotating
palace.
Malort in his
Dude,
mind palace.
The
Yeah.
Malort Mind Palace. I went there, and the thing I used to homebrew beer a lot, and one thing that it reminded me of is when I made a mistake on a brewed batch of beer, where I put citrus peel in it, and it was like some grapefruit citrus and some orange peel in it. Now, typically when you brew beer, you're only supposed to put that in for like 2 minutes. This batch I messed up and I threw it in for like the entire boil.
Oh no.
So like all the peel was just burnt and it tasted bad, and that's kind of what Malort was. So it was
Yeah.
just like burnt citrus peel, burnt grapefruit peel, but it wasn't like bad or disgusting. I don't. It was just like it reminded me of a mistake I made in the past, and I was like, I think that's what Malort's purpose is. You made a mistake by taking Malort, and so that's what it
Like the
reminded
time
me
you
of
fought
the
your dad.
most. Yeah.
It lingers with you more than you think. I
That's
always find
the
that Malort
aftertaste.
sticks with you.
Mhm.
The
The aftertaste
aftertaste
is
is
time you fought
what's
your
bad.
dad.
I
I
think
was-
that the moment when
I was
I
looking
one of Bridget's friends who was sitting across from me, I think the moment where he really worried about me was when I went right back to happily drinking my Glenfiddich.
Because that's the friend who made me do Underberg the first time, and he was basically like, you have to take this as an entire shot. I don't care how bad this tastes. Do the whole thing.
I completely missed out on this. What is Underberg?
Underberg is a digestif. Think like Jägermeister-ish.
Okay.
Yeah. I did one last night. So when I got back from Charlotte, friends, my kid had a birthday party for one of his friends from Scouts. So I immediately like got off the plane, got 5 minutes of sleep in my own bed, and then went to this party. And the dad is from the Czech Republic, and they have a similar one, but it's not as bitter, which was actually quite nice. But
It comes in
Underberg
these-
is very bitter at the end, and it sort of stays with you in a way that you don't enjoy.
Okay. I am now looking at this on the internet. I will.
They come in these little tiny bottles.
Yeah, this looks like cocktail bitters, but this is not cocktail bitters.
It
Yeah,
looks
that's
like-
what I was expecting because it totally looked like bitters. And I was like,
It-
are we just taking a shot of bitters? And he goes, about that.
It looks like a tiny like mini bottle of Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah, I can buy this on Amazon.
Yeah, you can.
I was looking at it, and
Ooh.
I was expecting like a Carolina barbecue summer sausage to come out of the thing. Or something like a little beef jerky link, but I was like, oh, it's actually like something you drink.
So we spent our day on New Year's Day just getting in, chatting with each other, meeting up, had dinner with Miller after the pep rally.
Oh, that was
Got
fun.
there. Apparently my timing was way off on the pep rally.
The band started
it-
early.
The band started
Okay.
early than what we expected,
Yeah,
so we
they
didn't
were
show
they were
up. Like,
ready to go, and you don't stop the band when they're ready
you're not
to go.
stopping the band. You don't stop the
Arthur,
show.
Kevin, Andy, and I took the light rail, and then like could hear the pep rally starting basically as soon as we got off the train. But we got swag from each school. Mississippi
Mhm.
State was giving out stickers. Wake was giving out a whole bunch of much better swag. I have a Wake koozie now. And we got to see Tubby swag surfing.
I saw him do that last year. It's really good. He swag surfs really well.
I think it had I guess one of my favorite pictures from this was where the last image you see before you die, it's the Demon Deacon and Tubby.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
This is like one of those, just like, I'm like, it's in this thing and it's right in front of a giant building, and so they're looking down at the camera and you see it, and it's just like the last image you see before you die. It's just like it, and then the dead eyes of the Demon Deacon.
Mhm.
And then Tubby's just there, like, oh my god. It was awesome, though. It was so great.
Arthur?
So one other thing I just wanted to mention, I think kind of the most impressive thing that I saw on New Year's while we were there, just the level of parking enforcement in Charlotte was top notch. Like it
At
was
lunch was crazy.
That was
so
wild.
lunch was going crazy. In the parking garage of the hotel we were staying at, like first of all, people were parked like crazy, and I was like, there's so many open spaces, right? Like, how are you parking in no parking zones, blocking doors and fire lanes and stuff? Like, it is not at all full. There's so many legal places to park, and we saw my favorite parking job. There was probably, I mean, actually, I took a picture. I can pull up the picture right now.
Drop it in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me
Oh,
one
Arthur, I got
second.
it.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, this is the other truck that Beth and I saw when they picked me up from the airport.
Oh, truck.
No, okay. So I can count right here. 1, 2, 3, 4 no parking signs, like at every kind of corner of this area.
It's perfect.
And there's still a truck parked in here. And they put boots on multiple wheels of the truck. Like they were like, oh, one boot is not enough. We need multiple boots. The parking boot game, I'm telling you, Charlotte, like I think that's probably their like symbol of their city. Like I know people want to say like, oh, like who's the Queen City? All that stuff.
Instead of a crown, it's
Charlotte
just
is the
parking boot.
parking boots. Parking boot city.
Boot guy. Boot guy was amazing.
He was working.
He
If only
was.
they had parking
Yeah.
boots with the fur.
I've been thinking that the whole
Oh my
time. Why don't
God.
the parking boots have the fur?
All the cops were looking at her.
We didn't see if he had apple bottom jeans, but he did have the high vis.
He did.
The day of the Mayo Bowl was a
Shorty
fever
got
dream
toe.
of things.
I'm sorry.
The day of the Mayo Bowl was a fever dream of sorts. We started by having our first committee meeting in person ever,
Yeah.
and it was pretty useful.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, I mean, after the breakfast, which was a lot of fun. The committee meeting, which we were in Arthur's room, who had every single bowl sponsor that you could possibly
Arthur, can I
have a
post
product
picture
for
of the
them.
spread, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Post a picture of the spread. It was, I had to drop off my luggage the day before all this happened. And I went to Arthur's room. I was like, he had everything. It was so awesome. I can't even.
Oh, and both times we come in, this fool meets us in like a bit get up.
I didn't even want to.
Arthur put a lot of care into everything, and
so
I just want everyone to give him his flowers.
It was so displayed. I didn't even want to touch anything.
Listeners,
it was just like, don't touch the display. Like, he had everything, but he was like, you can have it. I was like, I don't want to touch it. I respect it so much.
Listeners, if you want this experience, come join us in Blue 7J next fall, because it's like this all the time.
So I want to just point out, in addition to all of the stuff you see here, I actually got to eat from not a current but a former bowl sponsor, because on the morning of the game, I did have breakfast, or I guess it was brunch, at Famous Toastery, famous for the Famous Toastery Bowl. And they do have a menu item called the Famous Toastery Bowl on their menu.
They do?
Also, yes. They also, like the staff, their shirts on the back say champagne for breakfast. And so how could I not start my game day off with a mimosa flight? 4 different fruit juices with champagne. I mean, that's a great way to start.
Gentle listener, I would like to, because not all of you are in the Discord and this is important, a brief list of what was part of the spread provided by Arthur.
Please.
Dark chocolate sipping cream, Bush's vegetarian beans, a selection of crumble cookies, Cutwater tequila palomas, pocket shots of Fireball Nog, Kinder's barbecue sauce, 2 different bottles of the like Four Loko in a bottle that's not caffeinated anymore, whip shots, protein Pop-Tarts, the influencer water, Buzz Balls, gin and juice by Dre and Snoop, Cheez-Its, Coca-Cola Zero, Frosted Flakes, the home field football that came in the football box last year, a beat box, and the 8% seltzer from Sheetz, which honestly, I had that the day of the brawl this year. It's pretty good.
Not just any beatbox, the Shaq exclusive Shaq flavor beatbox. A bunch of stuff, not so bowl sponsors, and then just a bunch of random stuff that we'd mentioned on podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Did you bring the Four Loko pregame specifically so I could read the ABV?
I'm not going to comment on that.
Yeah, he goes, oh, we're like looking at stuff, and he goes, oh, Beth, read the ABV, like just as a normal thing.
Well, I waited for you to ask why it was there, because it's not a bowl sponsor. It's like, okay, how does this tie in? And I was like, well, look at the ABV, because I was just helpful in explaining.
Okay, Saw.
As I sit there with my old lady eyes trying to get my bifocals to work in the morning, like trying to read it. Yeah.
I am so sad I missed this because I was about 40 minutes late to the committee meeting because I went out for breakfast with Auburn Auntie, who was a delightful hostess to her fair city, and a great friend of the show. So I am sorry that I was late, but I had a great time.
Okay, like I told you, I took notes.
Thank you.
I want to point out that on the morning of the second before we had our meeting, I went to the NASCAR Hall of Fame and I hopped on the simulator, and let me just say I was pretty good on that simulator.
You had practice.
Although our corn
I did have a lot of practice.
He beat you in qualifying.
Yeah. I wasn't really pushing it hard enough, I think. I was just, taking it easy, but I probably should be good because I have the exact same software on my computer right here that I'm recording the podcast on. So
I was delighted to see that the crosswalks by the NASCAR Hall of Fame are checkered flags. That's delightful.
Someone had to point that out to me. I think it was Commish.
Yeah, I was like,
we were walking to breakfast.
I was like, what is this?
And the little the bricks with the signatures as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was awesome.
We drove over that and I'm like, are we in Watkins Glen again? That's weird.
So after our meeting, we had a friend of the show host a tailgate for us. And all of our fans and folks who were there, We got to meet a ton of people who follow us on the Discord, in Blue Sky, on Twitter. It was absolutely great. Great spread. And then, of course,
This is fun for me because while everybody's doing all this and we're doing the tailgate and they're planning a tailgate, I'm in like a side text. And I'm talking with Miller, which Miller's been on our podcast before when we previewed the Southern Conference because he's a Furman grad. And he's the one that I did a bunch of the brainstorming for the Mayo Bowl. For me, it's just like, hey, do you want somebody to show up at your tailgate? I was like, yeah, you can make that happen. I get added to a chat with the Duke's Mayo social media coordinator, along with the Duke's Mayo brand marketing ambassador, into a text message thread. And they were just like, hey, Commish has got a tailgate here at this location from this time to this time before the game. Can we get somebody to make a special appearance? And I'm all like, I was like, yeah, I would love that. Like, can that happen? I'm like, yes, let's do this. So I didn't necessarily get to say hi to everybody at the tailgate because I had to entertain some folks, like, the CEO of Duke's Mayo, along with
that was wild, right? Because
with the president of Duke's Mayo, like the person.
Did you ask him to add the vegan mayo back? Because
look, I laid it on thick, and if we're ever a podcast,
as you should with mayo, I think,
as we are a podcast that would love a title sponsor, I would love to be the Sickos Committee presented by Duke's Mayo.
Oh my god!
Look,
oh my god!
Dressed it on. I dressed it po' boy style, laid it on Mayo style, and I was like, "This is great. Let's do this." So I had to go. This place that we had, it was weird entry rules because it was downtown, and like you had to have like the hotel key thing to go.
The
in
front
and out
desk
or
was
whatever.
very confused when I showed up.
Yeah,
asking
they were
about the party.
kind but very confused because you had to be like Master P and have the hookup.
You gotta have the hookup to get up there, and it was great. I got to meet everybody. I basically unofficially declared the Duke's Mayo Bowl the Sickos Super Bowl to the CEO, and I'm like, we're gonna have to stick with that. So it was fantastic, but the whole time I'm like, Tubby's coming. Tubby is coming to the pregame party.
And so we sort of knew this was happening, but no one else there really did.
Right.
And so he shows up and you hear
subtly
stomp.
Yeah, you could hear him coming.
And
everybody
and he came
around.
with an entourage as well.
Of course, you have to have handlers when you're a mascot.
Everybody looks around, and then it's like, oh shit, Tubby's here.
My
and
God,
Tubby went around and hugged every person in the room. Yep. Everybody got to hug Tubby.
Even people like me who are incredibly socially awkward sometimes was like, oh my God, it's Tubby, and jumped straight at him. We got tons of great pictures. Him playing pool, him playing this little slidey game, like mini shuffleboard.
Yeah. Him looking out the window and making little flappy arms.
Yeah, him staring longingly pressed up against the glass at the stadium.
He also went out to the pool and waved at people who were out in the pool.
Yes.
I didn't get pictures of that because I think I got video on my Super 8, but obviously that doesn't have audio. So he went out there and was just waving, and I heard a couple people go, "Oh, hi." And his handlers go, hey, are you guys confused? And they go, eh.
Perfect.
Like it's a normal
I'm not sure you're going to say, I will note.
No, I'm just saying, I will note that you're saying he, and we confirmed that before. So, yeah.
Tubby's non-binary.
Yeah.
Tubby's a they. Okay. Arthur?
No, it's a he.
It's a he? Okay.
Yeah, it's a he.
Okay.
We just got a defensive lineman interception for River Falls.
Ooh.
They lead 17-14 right now in the D3 title game, the Stagg Bowl, with 8:50 left in the third.
Yep, they're in the red zone.
That's right.
Oh,
The
oh,
tailgate was
touchdown.
River Falls?
Yeah,
River Falls.
23-14 now. It
The
took them one
tailgate-
play to turn that.
The only Falcons I can cheer for. Well, I mean, a
Oh.
couple, but not the ones in the NFL.
They're not just playing Falcons though, aren't they? The River Falcons or something?
No, they're the Falcons.
Falcons, okay.
Yeah.
So we do our tailgate, get to meet a ton of people.
I got to
We
meet
ha-
someone I've been mutuals with for like more than a decade. Shout out to friend of the show, El Screecho. That was super
Yeah,
exciting.
it was incredible. We had some Sickos Committee fans who weren't going to the game just show up for this to meet us and chat.
Yeah, I was really cool.
That was wild.
I enjoyed meeting as many people as possible. I didn't get to meet everybody because again, I am the commish. Apparently, I have to do business side.
Yeah, you're a
things.
business adult.
Which is
Yeah,
like
we weren't
it's
technically
weird.
working.
It's like I'm a business adult guy, and I'm like, okay, I'm not necessarily used to being
Yeah,
business
he's not a
adult guy.
businessman. He's a businessman.
That's right. Okay, JC,
As
thank
you
you.
walk the rest of us around through the shopping mall of life on child leashes.
Mhm.
Now, Beth, you had civilian friends at this event.
I did.
What did
Civilian.
they think? What did they think? about it?
Non-maniacs, not the civilian friends.
Yeah,
I
I had a
mean-
friend there, but he was a maniac. So
It was very fascinating to get sort of the take of, I had warned them about what this was going to be like, and they did, like, somehow I must have miscommunicated the level of what this was going to be.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
frankly, I communicated that to my friend who is from Charlotte and like brought his dad, and I warned him very heavily, like, you will have to commit to the bit, like, and I
Mhm.
don't think you realize what the bit is going to be. I would suggest just coming to sit with us in the section over if your dad doesn't want to commit to the bit, because my
Yes.
friend would have committed, but I don't think his dad would have fully comprehended what went on.
The funny thing about that is Miller, which I'll reference Miller throughout the show, about the Mayo Maniacs, is he noted that there was about 10 people that bought tickets on the secondary market from the Mayo Maniacs section.
Mhm.
And I got this from the coin correspondent and Kevin. They were the people that were sitting behind them,
Oh
Mhm.
my god.
and they didn't know what was going on, why everybody had, the Mayo Maniacs gear and whatnot. But once they were brought their first meal, they were fully sold.
Yeah.
So I
And
recruited
for the
someone.
record, these people were described as, quote, elderly Ole Miss fans. God bless
Miss-
them.
Miss-
So, I'm sorry,
Oh
Mississippi
my-
State
Mississippi
fans.
State.
Mississippi
Sorry.
State fans.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So
It's a
Commish,
load bearing old.
Yeah,
Commish,
I
I don't
know.
know if I
I'm
got it.
sorry.
I don't know if I got a chance to tell you this, but on the walk over to the stadium, I was kind of behind the Maniacs because things got a little rowdy with
Well, there
condiments.
was a lot of mayo flying. Yes,
Yeah,
I
like-
understand
Was,
that.
yeah.
You could add, like, Commish will tell you, like, I was at one point, like, I saw Mayo fly and I was a ghost. Like, I was
I was
Go-
kind
go
of
on.
like, I was like group dad at this point. I was like, I want to make sure everybody was okay. Nobody gets hurt. Nobody has to have an EpiPen. I wanted to, like,
so, but I felt
was doing
bad
all this
because, like,
stuff.
I had to leave the march. And so I was passed by a guy in a Cam Scattaboo jersey who's like, what's
Oh my
that?
God, I love that
Yeah,
guy.
this is how this happened. He goes by, he's like, what's that? He's like, oh, I should have done that this year. I'm like, do you see the people walking behind them with like the bins? Go talk to them. The next thing I know, he's wearing an apron and a hat and he's marching in with everybody else. And I'm like, I did this.
He
I
ended up in
pointed
the
him out to
section,
my
too.
friend. He did, yeah. I was like, "Oh my god, there's a guy over there who's considered Arizona State. Look at the guy in the Camp Scattaboo jersey."
I wanted to say, like,
Anytime I see an Arizona State fan in the wild, I'm like, you should be doing this. This is where you should be. I will help.
Mhm.
I need to make
Welcome it.
wristbands and say, what would Cam Scattaboo do?
He
That'd
would
be
join the Mayo Maniacs.
He
and
would
beat
join
you.
the
would.
Mayo Maniacs.
There
He
were
would.
also in front of the capos, there were a group of people who I also don't know if they knew what they were getting into.
I don't think they
Right.
did at all.
The Charlotte FC people, like, were talking to them and explaining what was going on and like, are you on board with this? And they basically got a big hell yeah.
Yep.
So,
They were
listeners,
very nice.
so after the tailgate, we go our separate ways for a bit to pick up credentials, get to places. But what we do is we all meet with the Mayo Maniacs section to learn cheers and chants at a park near the stadium. And at
Yes.
this point, it's getting dark. the capos who are the cheerleaders, the cheer space leaders
I'll
for
give a shout out to Azili and Kenny. They were the ones that had the megaphones. Azili is the one that has the connection to the Charlotte FC I guess fandom where they do like the drums,
Supporter
like the super
section.
fans, and yeah.
Yeah.
And Kenny's associated with that also. Both of them were the Mayo Maniacs leaders with the cheers and the megaphones, and they were phenomenal. They did
They were incredible
awesome
people.
job.
Also, I do just want to say an extra
Great.
thank you to them. A small child came up to us in the middle of the game
Oh
and
yeah,
told us that he wanted to start a wave.
we tried.
So my friend, so we'll get to
was
that, but
so
so my
cute.
friend next to it, he the kid was so fascinated what was going on. He super wanted to participate, so he wanted to do a wave. My friend gave him his apron with the button on it because he's like, I don't need to take this home. You want this? Take it. We brought the kid over to the section, and I explained to Kenny what was going on. I was like, hey, this kid came over. He wants to start a wave. I figured if anyone were the section to do it, it was probably you guys. And explained it I'm with Sickos, da-da-da. And he was into it. He was like, we're going to get this until we get it. And thank you to everybody else in the section who was also in it for that kid.
For sure.
Oh, yeah, that kid will never forget that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that kid was hanging out in the section for long enough that he was there when Tubby showed up to see his children.
Yeah.
It was great. It was so...
It made me really happy.
Me too.
Yep. I hope that's a life memory.
I hope he had a really
picked
good
up.
night
Yeah.
because that's what I
hope
wanted
so.
because he was
That
so
was awesome.
fascinated with it. And I was like, this is a very pure space for you to be in, small child.
Mhm.
If your parents are fine with it, let's go over and ask.
I saw where he walked towards his parents, and his dad was just excited,
super
and
jazzed.
so I can't believe it. And I think he had a brother there too.
Okay.
Yeah, and so the
I
other
think
brother
so
was
because they were
how did he?
they were
How did
yeah.
he get the apron? The dad was like, "How did he get the apron?"
Yeah,
How did he
shout out
get-"
to my friend from
was
grad school
awesome.
who came with, who was
Shout out
like,
him.
hey, little buddy, do you want this apron?
So we practice our cheers, we march in as a section.
Mhm.
And the best part here is we're marching through the streets of Charlotte towards the stadium. It's about a quarter mile, not very long, but we go straight through the fanfare too. And the fanfare people are just have the cameras out. I mean, the march started, y'all, with the ESPN intro. The intro for this game with Andre Ware and Anish was shot live directly in front of the section.
I think it was Paul Calcaterra was also there too.
Yeah,
I was trying to place who was.
Yeah, he was
all
the
there, but I
sideline
couldn't figure it out,
reporter.
so that's helpful.
Also, shout out to the hotel DJ, which I'm not sure is a thing
Oh,
that
yeah.
I've ever
Yep.
seen
That was
before.
Pitt Girl's hotel DJ.
Yes, the Residence Inn by Marriott was popping off, folks.
That's
I had no idea
hilarious.
that was happening until it started
I
happening.
was jamming. They helped me tamp down the anxiety about, oh my God, I hope this footage comes out because I was just jamming.
It was an incredible march. They head into the stadium. The rest of us get in on our normal ways to get in. And so the first half, Commish and I are up in the press box. Everyone else is down in silence. Pitt Girl.
Well, and there were press box seats for me and Beth too,
Four of
which we
us,
were
yes.
not expecting. And I was just up there holy shit, because I've been in a press box, but it's been a long time.
Now, Commish, who's the friend we made?
Well, I will note that I ran into Anish down there, and I gave him stickers too because you gave him Anish stickers on the
March
before we did the march, and Anish told me that Andre Ware stole all these stickers.
Oh my God.
so we got a Heisman winner, stealing the Sickos Committee stickers. And Anish, I'm saying hi to Anish, and he's with his wife and his kiddo there, and they're eating, the media food, which is a phenomenal spread by Duke's Mayo and whatnot.
The mac and cheese was really good.
Oh,
Yeah,
I should have come up to eat.
So it was awesome, and I gave stickers, and then he gave his kiddo some stickers, and then I just realized that I have to explain this to like an 8 to 9 to 10 or 11-year-old, like what we
It's okay.
do.
You got practice with the Idaho coaches' kids.
Oh,
That also
all right.
happened this year.
So I explained, I was like, hey, we love all types of football, like no matter who's playing or whatever. And I do my normal, which it's kind of like at this point, it's normal for me to say this spiel for each audiences.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great. I got to meet Anisha's wife, and I did everything. On the way back, I run into sideline reporter Marilyn Payne from ESPN. If you don't know her, we fell in love with her when she first interviewed Otto on the sidelines
Mm-hmm.
for Syracuse game, and we followed her ever since. And I ran into her and explained what we did and like what our travel schedule was just random and bullshit, and we're just kind of like flying by the seat of our pants here. And it was great. She was awesome. I think she was with the ESPN radio call because Calcaterra was on the TV, but she was awesome. She was fantastic to meet. And it was just an absolute joy to do that. And then from that point, Jordan, you asked me the question again, right?
Yeah, who is our special friend we made?
So I want to give a shout out to Tony Siracusa, which he is kind of like a bigwig of the Football Writers Association, and he's next to us, basically in the. Sorry, I don't think I have his first name right.
No, I think it's Tony Siracusa.
Siracusa. I thought we followed him.
I don't know, but that's who. Yeah, we're following him.
Oh, there it is. It's Tony Siracusa. His Twitter name is different, but we meet him and we find out he's a director for the Football Writers Association of America, which he's like the big wig that gives the committee votes when we sign up for this.
Mm-hmm.
And we start talking with him in the press box, and we start talking about him in college football. I mean, I can't believe that this is like happening. Like these are like legit people inside the college football business, and he is kind of, he loves what we do as a committee. And I'm like, this is like I don't want to call him an old head, but this is like somebody's talking about Mark
Stalwart.
Harmon.
Yeah,
He's
definitely not one of the younger folks.
A
He is-
dean of college football.
Oh, I like that. One of the deans of college football writing.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's awesome. Like he's one of the college football people that understand that college football is supposed to be weird. It's supposed to be strange. It's not supposed to be the NFL. It's not supposed to be like homogenized. It's not supposed to be just like, here's a conglomerate dictating what you got to do. He understands that. He tells us a story about meeting former UCLA quarterback Mark Harmon. If you don't know him, he's from like NCIS or whatever show he's on.
Yes,
on
he is
CBS.
the
Mhm.
Jethro Gibbs.
Yes. So it was phenomenal. He was an awesome hang. I may ask him to do a Patreon pod at this point
fun.
because he had so many stories to tell. He talked about the Nagurski Award for Jacob Rodriguez for Texas Tech. Got to give him the award. Apparently the sheriff of Fansville is got a lot of words to say.
Yeah, apparently so. While we're up here, the Mayo Maniacs section is going. So let's talk about the Mayo Maniacs, what the food they got was. Because it was 4 courses. There was a Cubano, a BLT, they were chips fried in mayo, I believe, and then a cupcake. Now, I know for a fact that most of us ate. Well, here's the question: did we all, minus Beth, eat a mayo thing at the Mayo Bowl? Did you?
I
have
did not.
mayonnaise? I was wondering if
No.
you didn't, Pitt Girl.
This is when I admit, and I'm sorry, Miller and Duke's Mayo, I love you as an ingredient. I don't love you as a as a thing on sandwiches. We've talked about this on this show. And so I did not have any mayo things. I would have eaten the cupcake if I had been in the section, but I was not in the
Yeah.
section.
Well, they also so Kenny and I forget the other girl's name, but I'm really sorry, came over and they had the tubs of food and they specifically turned to like our rows and apologized that we weren't getting the food as well.
It was
So we didn't get any of the food and we had to get Bojangles instead.
like the idea that Bojangles.
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 Oh, I
Dude,
was so
Bojangles is good.
confused.
I like
Bojangles
Bojangles.
It was
is
I
good.
I really needed those Bojangles at the end of the night.
Bojangles.
Yeah, we all ended up with
Bojangles.
Bojangles.
Yeah, we all just got the Bojangles instead.
Yes.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
Beth, thank you for sharing your Bojangles with me.
You're welcome. I looked up the ingredients first.
Yeah, I saw you eat. I was like, okay, it must be good.
That's a city next to Los Angeles, Bojangles.
Bojangles.
It was great because we got to sort of just live in this weird world. There were cheers. There was a punt flag. There was a flag, a flaggy flag, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I behaved
Yeah, I needed
myself.
that guy to wave it for like 3 seconds longer every time because every time I heard flag and I grabbed a camera and I turned, it was gone and I was really upset.
The punt guy, the guy with the punt flag, put his whole ass into
He
it.
put his
all
whole
night,
ass into
though.
it. I have so many pictures of the punt flag.
Hey,
Big shout
hey,
out to you guy. I
punt-
love you.
Punt flag. If you're a committee member and you follow the committee, let me know. I'm going to
Please
send you a
tell
bunch
us.
of punt
Hey,
stickers.
if you are in this section, I will have photos for you. I really hope
Yeah.
I have pictures of you.
I want to give a shout out to some folks.
I want to thank everybody who did that.
There was a couple there that one was a St. Thomas D3 fan,
Nice.
and I'm talking Pioneer League football at a tailgate.
Yeah, I
I'm
talked
like-
to them in the
I'm like-
lobby. They
I'm like,
came
hell
from
yeah.
Minnesota
Seemed really
for
nice.
this.
Yes.
Oh my god.
It was so both of them were great. Like she was awesome. He was awesome. They both were awesome. They were talking trash about like D1 hockey to each other, which was great.
Yes.
Like Minnesota hockey.
Beautiful.
And I think she had like a Navy sweatshirt on, but she was awesome.
No, it wasn't a Navy. It said something else. I remember this.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't, I was in and out,
Mhm.
but this was great. I loved it. My favorite thing about the game itself is that when the punt flag guy got going and you could see, Lord of the Spreadsheets, Kevin and corn correspondent Andy going nuts chanting punt, punt, punt.
It made me
punt.
so happy.
And then
And like
the
everybody
section
getting into
over,
it.
the section over are the Mayo Maniacs on the other side of us. It was the Wake Forest fans.
Mhm.
And normally they punted a lot, but the Wake Forest fans were like really upset about the punt flag and the punt chant. But once it got towards the end of the game and they wanted Mississippi State to punt, they got into it, man. The
Mhm.
flag started waving and they were going nuts. And so the Mayo Maniacs punt flag won Wake Forest fans over at the end. And I love that so much.
Arthur,
Also, sorry, go ahead.
Arthur, you were actually in the section. Would you care
Yeah.
to share about the experience with us?
I mean, you guys mostly covered it,
How was the
It was-
food?
Yeah, you ate the food. We didn't.
Yeah, the food was pretty good. I ate everything. It was, it was solid. The cupcake I thought was really good. I really liked the cupcake.
We got the cupcakes upstairs.
We did
too. They
also
were very
have
good.
so there were big like oversized like things that you hold up, pictures.
Mhm.
So like corn correspondent had a big Duke's Mayo bottle. And then there were pictures of the food that people were also holding up. One was a cake.
Without doxing anyone, I'm going to say that if you look at the Mayo Maniacs footage, a lot of committee members are featured prominently.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. Committee members and
Also-
friends of the committee.
There are friends of the committee. If you were the people who brought the homemade signs
Oh my God.
that said one condiment to rule them all, and
Oh,
I'm just here for
God.
the mayo,
Yeah.
you are fucking heroes, and I
reach
love
out.
you so much.
Reach out
Please
if you
tell
just
us who you are. We
Yeah,
love
email us.
you.
email us at the email address that you got, or like tag us after you listen to the podcast.
DM
We'll-
us,
we'll get your
whatever.
stuff.
Like,
DM us whatever you got to do. We'll find you.
The game itself was a lot of fun. Not
Oh
a
my
ton
God.
to talk about, but it was like Wake wins this one 43-29 over Mississippi State. Mississippi State was pushing out early. I felt like they had the momentum, but then all of a sudden Wake just
I mean,
This
you're
game
talking
was
about-
extremely our shit right from the
it
jump.
was.
Yes.
My husband texted me like in the first quarter when the score was like 8-3, and he goes, "Oh, I see you have a lot to cheer for in this game already. This
Look.
seems like your kind of game."
Mississippi State drives down the field. They have to settle for a field goal. It's 3-0. Wake Forest takes the opening kick to the house. It's 6-0. Then Wake Forest does the crazy like 2-point conversion. You know, like, hey,
Mhm.
we're gonna do crazy 2-point conversion. We're gonna do the swinging gate, but we got a little bit different version of it. And then they do the swinging gate, and then they throw like a jump pass. It's
Mhm.
It was
8-3.
wild
And then
shit.
Mississippi State gets a field goal. It's 8-6. I'm like, this is our shit.
Beth's
This is our
civilian
fucking
friends
game.
were super hype about the
It
swinging
was
gate
so
play.
good.
Oh my god! It
Mhm.
was like you had like somebody number 80 under center. You know, it's like this is awesome. It's so good. It's so good.
This game ends up being like 15-8 at one point.
Yes.
Just
15
went for-
15
At the end
9.
of like the first, it was like
15-9.
15-8.
Yeah, it was beautiful. I was just taking
The- the-
pictures of the scoreboard for a while.
Mhm.
So
Oh yeah,
good.
I got lots of footage of very funny scoreboard and lots of film
Yes,
pictures of it
so
as well.
good.
The final score 43-29 hides some of that weirdness in it. But
It also hides that this was bitey until closer to the end than you would think with a score.
Yeah,
like that.
Mhm.
yeah. The
Wake-
score is
Wake
kind of
Forest-
misleading.
Wake Forest poured it on in the fourth quarter and to open the gap up because Mississippi State was right there.
But we did
No.
also get a kick too.
No.
So we got a kick too. It was off a blocked kick, which is always my favorite kind on this one, instead of the pick two.
I was losing my mind during
Every
the
time
kick
I went to
two.
change my film rolls, something good happened.
Oh, you should have kept texting us so we
You
knew
were
to look up.
summoning the good things.
I apparently this is how you get fun things to happen at games is I come and I do a job.
I love this about the bowl game is the game goes in the fourth quarter and it's not necessarily too close. And because Mississippi State, all they have done is kick field goals. And they finally get a touchdown on one of the most hilarious touchdowns that I was like, why didn't they call this a touchdown?
Is he's like
he
over the
he
top,
dove,
and he hits the
Superman
ground, and
over
then
the top.
he extends
He
the ball.
clearly breaks the plane
Uh-huh.
at the
Mhm.
top of the dive. And then as he's falling, the ball is in the end zone as he falls to the ground. It's in the end zone. I'm like,
Mhm.
how the hell did you do that? And we had friends behind us, like a Mississippi State fan and somebody's, I think from at Press Box.
Pressbox After Dark. There were two of them.
Yeah.
So one Mississippi
Mhm.
State fan kind of came on his own, and then one Mississippi State fan was from Pressbox After Dark, I believe. And then the other guy went to JMU and works at Duke, and I hope I'm not doxing them for that. But they came
I'm
and
sure
they
it was
chatted
Press Box
and
After
they
Dark.
yeah
They were awesome.
they gave us stickers. They were very
Thank you.
nice. Thank you for chatting.
I
The
honestly,
other guy offered to give me a cowbell.
the game
We talked
was
about
phenomenal.
traffic in Beckley. It was great.
The game was phenomenal. Like Wake fans were really into it. Mississippi State fans were really into it. After the kick two, it was still a one possession game, so Mississippi State had a chance to tie. And then that's when the Wake Forest fans really were chanting for the punt and the punt flag. They really wanted it because it was like 4th and like 20 something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Mississippi State had to give the ball back, and they got all the way to 3rd down. And I think Wake Forest hit them with the shovel pass to like basically send them home, which was a phenomenal play call. I loved it so much. You saw it split open. I'm like, oh shit, he's gone for like 64 yards.
Yep.
It
Mhm.
was one of those where you're in the stands and you see and you're like, he's doing the run pass option thing, and he's like, Robbie Ashford's going into the line, and then all of a sudden he just flips the shovel pass forward to the running back because the whole like just split wide open. The linebacker committed to him, and he takes it 64 yards to the house, and Wake wins it, which I mean that caps off a phenomenal Wake season. Like they haven't had a 9-win season only like 4 times in their history. I think last time was 2021.
We need to
Phenomenal
break.
for the
Three.
Deacons.
We need to break them with
game
some
is
breaking
final.
news. We need to break them with some breaking
River
news.
Falls has won.
River Falls wins
24-14.
River Falls wins the Stagg Bowl and the D3 National Championship. Like Arthur said, 24-14?
24-14.
Yay!
This
Kind of
is
crazy that these two offenses and we get 24-14.
These offenses were averaging 47 and 50 points a game. Pitt Girl.
So Commish mentioned Robbie Ashford, who is the quarterback at Wake Forest. I have a trivia question for everybody except Beth about whom I spoke or about this with whom I spoke at the game. So she doesn't get to answer because she knows.
Fair.
As you may remember, Robbie Ashford was at Auburn.
Yes.
Was he at Auburn first, or was Hugh Freeze at Auburn first?
I bet it was Robbie Ashford.
Yeah, I think it was him because Hugh Freeze wasn't there that long.
Mm-hmm.
He was there under Harson.
Yeah,
That
my
is
money's
correct.
on
He was
Robbie
there in
Ashford
2022. Hugh Freeze was hired in 2023.
Jesus. Okay.
Man, did they not like do a formal trophy presentation? Like they're already celebrating with the trophy on the field. Game just
Wow.
ended. This is interesting.
It's D3. There's no frills.
There's
They
just,
gotta
here's the
they gotta
trophy.
get back for
Get outta
class
here.
on Monday.
I mean, it does save them some time in terms of dragging the stage back out, or stage out on the field, and then sometimes back off the field, and then on the field again.
And then back off the field, not again.
Yeah,
We'll get
talk
to
about that.
that one. Some of us were on the field for the Mayo Dump, even though Mr. Grumpy Pants didn't want to let us on right away.
He had to let the VIP in our party on first, which I understand.
Bridget blows right past us onto the field.
Big Sky Brigit got the
He
photo
let me
credentials.
on. I was gonna get in spot. I'm very short, people. Like,
Well,
I need
also-
to be
oh,
somewhere
no,
where I can
Listener,
see.
I need you to understand that Bridget was like fully strapped with cameras. Like she's got all the things on her.
Got the
Like,
fancy
Grant-
I
green
only had
tag.
2 physically on me, and then I had 2 more in my bag, and I had 2 bags full of cameras and film.
So
Yeah.
like Bridget looks like she's supposed to be there. I'm just some idiot in a hat that says "Yay Sports."
Yeah, you and I are having twin day.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, because I had to take mine off because I don't look good in hats.
you were very cute in your hat.
I
Thank
never let it
you.
stop me.
I just have a weird forehead.
Your forehead is fine.
I feel awkward anyway.
Okay.
So I'm like strapped, and like he's looking at everybody's credentials, and he makes everybody else wait, and then he sees mine and like gets me down, and I'm like, okay, but I have to
Bridget-
like move the barricade so I can get my fucking bags around the barricade.
Bridget ends up standing right in front of me against like the rope before the TV
Well, I was gonna go
cameras.
on the thing on the
They didn't let you.
platform, and then he's like, "Oh, you don't have the credential for it," which I don't know about that, but whatever. Because I was looking at my thing, I was like, I should be able to, but
No.
the guy said no. So Jordan was standing there, and I was like, Jordan, let me in front of you.
Mhm.
And if you look at Jordan's footage of the Mayo Dump, you can see my Super 8 just slowly rise up for the Mayo Dump.
Periscope up.
Literally, it's got the fucking light on it and everything.
The best part about this is that all of a sudden, because and the rest of y'all are sort of behind me,
Mhm.
and all of a sudden, after Jake Digger gets the Mayo bath and covers his kids as well, he flings mayonnaise into the crowd.
We
Uh-huh.
were standing pretty far back for Beth's sake, and like I'm not very tall, so I didn't even try to get a video because you would not have been able
Oh,
to
yeah,
see
same.
shit. And so like we're standing there, we watch the Mayo Dump. Commish is taking a video, and Jake Dickert starts flinging the mayo. And I have not seen the clip of the video that Commish was taking, but in it you can probably hear me screaming, "Beth, run!"
Which I did.
Yes.
Again, like
So good.
there were 3 or 4 moments in this where I was a Beth-shaped cloud.
Yeah, there was one of the players in front of us, Doyle. We were looking at him on the pregame because when everyone was at the press box, I was getting footage of the Mayo Maniacs section and like watching everybody file in and sitting with my friend, and we were talking about him because he was a beefy lad,
Mhm.
and we were talking about how Wake Forest had a lot of beefy lads, and he was in front of us, and they start backing, like all the players are in front watching and cheering like Mayo, Mayo.
It was so
And
good.
They start backing up when Dickert starts flinging the mayo, and he's yelling, "We've got media people behind us!"
I
was
do
so
want to
good.
say, that we had a consensus for how this game was going to go based on the team warm-ups up in the press box.
Did
Yeah.
you really?
We all decided that Wake was the bouncier of the lads.
They were the
Yes.
bouncier of the lads.
And we figured that they were the beefier lads, so our money was kind of on Wake at that point.
I liked Wake. I was a fan of Wake's warm-up stretches.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, we were rating the warm-up stretches.
We were rating the warm-up stretches and the bounciness of the players, and Wake was like hyped to be here.
They're having
Mhm.
fun with it.
They're leaping around, and Mississippi State's like, we can touch our toes.
And
We are here.
I
This
mean,
is
I don't
business. This is the SEC.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to like hate on Mississippi State. I love
Oh,
Mississippi
no.
State.
No,
They're
they were fun, and their fans were fun, and we had fun with
I'm
them. all
glad. I'm glad
weekend.
their
They were
QB
lovely
avoided.
people.
I talked to a very, very nice Mississippi State fan after the game. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
shout out to the guy who offered to give me a cowbell. I felt really bad that he couldn't because he really wanted to give me a cowbell, and I really
Oh
wanted
man,
him to
you
give me a
can,
cowbell.
that's how you get your cowbell.
I know. I missed
Why
my
did you say
opportunity.
no?
Like, I understand why we couldn't have cowbells in the stadium, and thank
Mhm.
you because my hearing thanks you.
Mhm.
I've been to enough metal shows in my life without earplugs that I don't need Starkville right around me for that. But man,
Why'd you say no?
imagine
No, he shouldn't say no. He didn't have one with him because he couldn't bring him in.
he didn't have one with him. He
Oh.
couldn't give me one
Oh, okay. You
because
gotta
he
go.
said he
We
was
gotta
going to
go
give me a
to a
cowbell.
Mississippi
Because
State
he's
game
like, you
where
know
we
the
can
lore,
get-
right? And I was like, yeah, because you're not allowed to buy it.
Mhm.
He's like, yeah, I'd
gotta-
give you a cowbell if I had
We
one.
gotta get
Cowbell
donations.
delayed
Okay.
is not cowbell denied.
It's
I
true.
want to, before we get off
Someday.
this, I want to thank Miller, the Charlotte Sport Foundation, Duke's Mayonnaise, the Mayo Bowl, and everyone around it for being amazing hosts. We had so much fun doing this silly thing that ended up getting bigger than we ever thought. So thank you for all the support, all the love, and
Yeah.
can't wait to see you next year.
I still can't believe all of this actually happened, and
Me
that
neither.
like meeting people who aren't my dad who are fans of the show.
Yeah.
Like-
Beth and I were talking
it's-
to each other. We're like, there are people there that we don't know who are really excited to do this thing.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you all.
Thank
I'm
you
gonna
so
give a
much.
shout out to the Duke's Mayo special team. Shout out to Rebecca. Shout out to Jessica. Shout out to Cheryl. Like everybody that was in the Zoom call. I already mentioned Kenny and Zelia, which was, man, it was so cool. But when I went to go get the chef's apron, I looked at the person. I was like, "Hey, I was in a Zoom call with you."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's
at
like,
the
"Hey," I
end
was
when I
like,
thanked Kenny for like
Would you like some stickers?
like talking to that kid, he goes, "Oh, you're the one with the Super 8." I was like, "How do you know about me?"
I told them, but
No, I figured. I was like, "Oh, I've been talked about."
Commish was on the ball, and so like I
need everybody listening to just like stop and like clap for Commish for the amount of work that this
Yes,
man put in.
absolutely.
He has
Yes.
put his entire ass into this, worked his
This-
ass off.
This was
This has
months
been
and
in the
months of
planning
work.
months. Like
And watching
the
it turn
amount of
into a
planning that's
thing.
gone into this has been incredible, and I just need everyone to give him his flowers for helping pull this off, because this didn't just come together.
Yeah, no, serious business guy, Commish, did some serious business
Yeah,
to make all the
When I
weird
say
shit
he's not a
happen.
businessman, he's a businessman. This man
Mhm.
puts in work.
Thank y'all. I appreciate it. But it's for the love of the game. We love it so much. And I love that
It
we
is, and it
double
was crazy to
posted.
see it happen.
We double posted the D3 champions.
Of course we did. That's how you know we're a
I
committee.
was like, I got this.
Yeah.
The
And
first
it's
one,
like-
the first one spells defense with a C, so I know who posted it.
I know who posted it.
Ah.
Joey's on it. He's not in here. Okay, we're totally there.
He's
We're good.
still putting in work. Thank you, Joy. We love you.
Thank you, Canadian Joey. We love you.
Okay, we're on to ads before we cover the rest of the games.
Other things happened.
Sure.
As always, if you want to dress like us and wear your Fightin' Taters Idaho hoodie, go to Home Field Apparel, our exclusive and official apparel brand for the Sickos Committee. Use our offer code. Yes, yes.
I mean, they got
Right.
both Mayo Bowl participants there. They got Mississippi State.
Mhm.
They got Wake Forest. I mean, they have so much stuff. I mean, I don't even know what I'm wearing right now. I totally forgot.
You're at
Ohio.
Ohio School
Rufus.
of Mines, Bobcats.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
wearing my Fightin' Taters.
Arthur's got one of
Arthur's
the
got the
hit hats
Pittsburgh
on.
hat.
Yep.
He has a
No,
Pittsburgh
I'm
hat
also
on.
wearing a TCU shirt, so there we go.
That's right. They
Yeah.
TCU
I'm-
just secured the Harvard quarterback in the transfer portal.
Ooh. Yeah.
Because they
I'm-
lost theirs
Oh my
to
God.
Indiana.
Ooh.
Indiana, that's right.
Ooh.
The Harvard quarterback, he was also great punting this year. 2 punts for 54-yard average.
Nice.
So get hype, porn frogs. Or-
I would like to
for
state
proof
for the
punching.
record that I am falling down on the job in terms of supporting our official apparel sponsor, Home Field Apparel, but my shirt does have Derpy Cat on it, so it's still
Love it.
podcast appropriate.
Derpy Cat from,
Dirty
K-pop
Tiger
Demon Hunters.
from K-pop Demon
The
Hunters.
official
Sussy.
movie of Ladies as Flickos.
That's right.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
The
okay.
onlyest movie from Ladies as Flickos.
So
okay.
far,
we had a production meeting
we
and we
picked
talked
another
about
movie.
this. None shall
Mm.
know the hour, but some
I
shall
hope
know.
I shall know the hour. Otherwise,
It'll-
I won't be able
it'll-
to be on the podcast.
Only we shall know the hour.
Only we shall know the hour,
Okay.
and then you might know the hour. But thank you also to everyone who talked to us about how much they love Ladies as Flickos. We're going to do more of it. We swear to
I
God.
mean, really,
We are.
I think, Arthur, I'm going to have to ask for a takedown. Oh,
I
maybe
don't
not.
think
my
you're
God.
ready for it. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Oh,
If
right.
you were going to games and
I'm
want
sure it
to
has done. It's okay.
use our Vivid Seas code Sickos20 for $20 off your first purchase of $200 or more. We've been
That's
rolling
right.
dice all season for our games. So
Mm.
please, if you want some new dice, go to Dice Envy and get some D&D for your D&D dice needs.
You-
Use our code. Yes,
You
ha,
guys
ha,
have
ha,
now
yes.
seen my dice.
Yeah, if you want an extremely chunky D20.
It was crazy.
They are large
My-
lads.
They are so. Look,
Yeah,
Beth,
we were just talking
Beth,
about beefy lads. Those are beefy
Yeah.
lads.
these dice are intense.
I
They
brought
also
the dice
have.
just in case.
Look, they also have the D4 that is a good D4.
Yeah, the long
Not the
boy.
stabby pointy D4.
It's not the stabby pointy D4. It is
You also
like the,
do get a Caltrops D4 just in case you want to make your dad sad. But
Yeah. It's really good. I'm
Ooh,
just gonna
Arthur's
let you
got
know.
'em.
Like strawberry
like
lemonade
cupcakes.
ones.
Okay.
Nice. There's a couple
These ones
of
are called Fireball.
I ordered.
Oh,
Da,
good
da,
lord.
da, da, da,
Fireball.
da.
I
Da, 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 da.
ordered
Da,
some
da,
a
da,
mystery
da,
set.
da.
I am still working on the college football D&D. I'm just gonna give you just basically the backstory of it. Whatever the amount of group that you have for the D&D campaign, you are a group of students who graduated from high school together from a great high school that has won a state championship. You all vow to each other that you will be moving on to the same college to participate in college football. You will have your choice of 136 schools in 50 fake states to move on to your next destination in college football. The game will take place with, your standard D&D chart, but instead of maybe charisma, you maybe have something called moxie. Instead of something called strength, you may have something called grit. There will be a college football D&D. Commish will make this happen. And again, I am going to be working with our friends at Dice Envy to try to get this going and homebrew something and give you a giant backstory on where you go to school, and then from each session, from each game week, and how each game goes. So I'm ready to go with that.
Join our Patreon, $5 a month, gets you access to our Discord where we're chatting about all sorts of stuff and planning our off-season stuff as well. We're going to be big into the winter sports with the Winter Olympics coming up, so join us to holler about that. Gold Zone is back, so life will be good. We have our merch store at sickoscommittee.org, our YouTube, our Instagram, our TikTok, our Twitch. Shout out to Message Board Geniuses podcast. They go the places we refuse to go. And shout out to Feed Your Mascot podcast, where our friends Jeff and Blue cover the culture around college football. We will get through as many of these games as we can because we can always summarize them another time too, or we'll hit the big ones. First off, we go back to Monday, the 29th of December. Birmingham Bowl. This is the rematch of Deeper Than Hate between Georgia Southern and App State. Georgia Southern wins this 29-10.
I'm sorry, I gotta say the line. Deeper than hate for all that cake.
Mhm.
Yes, because you get the butt trophy.
But
And this
Clap
HR,
is
is that okay? Is that okay, HR?
butt trophy's
mean-
fine.
It is the butt trophy.
It is the butt trophy.
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
see why not.
We're good.
I mean, I got to see a butt trophy this weekend, but it was in a display case and turned so you couldn't see the butt. I was like, come on. It was in the NASCAR Hall of Fame. It was a Talladega trophy. But
The Talladega trophy has a butt.
well, I don't know that it's the trophy that they use now, but there was a Talladega trophy at one point that that was the Vulcan statue, and the way they had it displayed in the display case at the College Football Hall of,
You
or
can't
at the
see its
NASCAR
butt.
Hall of Fame was so that you couldn't see the butt.
That's disappointing.
They didn't even
No,
give you a
it's
360
still the
in the
same.
butt. Okay.
It's the same trophy. They still use it to this day.
I would like to see the butt.
I would like NASCAR. I would like to see the butt. Show me the booty, NASCAR.
This is the first time that a team has beaten a division rival twice in the same season. So Georgia Southern beats App State twice this season.
I want to give a shout out to App State for just playing this game because they were down to the third string, the top two quarterbacks.
It wasn't even the third string, man.
It was like fourth, right?
They were down to like players on the practice squad. This App State team looked nothing like an App State team that had played this year because a lot of their guys had already gone.
I want to give a shout out to them because I mean, when you're 100%. a 5-7 team that makes a bowl game, you're already packed up for the season. You're like, hey, we can get these helmets out of storage. I'll go down to the store at all around the corner, and you know, I'll pick up my shit out of storage just to try to beat that ass of the rival, so I could get that ass of the cake trophy. But you know, shout out to App State for even participating in this game. I applaud your participation.
We bump forward one day to Tuesday, December 30th. The weirdest, like this Independence Bowl was.
Oh my god!
We fed so well here.
I missed all of this because I was at my actual job. Please explain.
I look. This is the spiritual home of the Sickos Committee. The Independence Bowl is the spiritual home of the Sickos Committee. And there's a reason why. And this game is basically just solidifying the reason why. An absolute Sicko special. Coastal was up 14-3 at halftime. Total combined penalties in this game, 25 penalties combined. Coastal had 14. La Tech had 11. Both of them with over about, I think, like 115 yards of penalties.
Oh, easily, yes.
So good. This is so good.
How many turnovers, Commish?
7 turnovers in the game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So a super normal game, clearly.
What did the dice say about this game?
So the dice, this game. Hold on, I gotta look back in my phone
because we got kind of close with the Mayo Bowl.
We got real close to the Mayo Bowl.
We got close to the Mayo Bowl. Let me see.
Did really well for one of the quarterfinals too.
Yeah, you did. We'll talk about that shortly.
I did such a bad job. 99%.
No, this was not close. This one was not close.
Celebrate the one time I got it right.
7 turnovers is a number that we rolled kind of a lot. That's the only reason.
Yeah. So this one, the dice, Beth's dice rolled the Coastal 45-18, and it was kind of leaning that way when it was 14-3 at half. Like Coastal was just kicking La Tech's ass. But third quarter, fourth quarter chaos. I'm just gonna go through this because this was insane. Punt return. Coastal punted. And then the punt was returned because it was a short punt into Coastal territory by La Tech. La Tech goes 4 plays, -1 yards, and they kick a field goal. So it's 14-6. Then there's a fumble by Coastal on the next drive. Well, guess what? La Tech was like, I'm going to fumble it back to you.
Next play was or something like that.
Essentially next play. Then Coastal misses a field goal on this drive. Then they go punt, 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 punt. Then there's a La Tech fumble. As soon as La Tech fumbles, there's a Coastal interception on the next play, which was incredible because the Coastal person who caught the pass got obliterated by the La Tech player, and the ball like flew out, and the La Tech safety was waiting, like another person was there who didn't make the hit, was waiting for the touchdown. La Tech then goes deep for the kill on the next play. One play, La Tech TD. It is 14-12. Missed 2-point conversion. Coastal then punts. Penalties get Tech to Coastal's 34-yard line. They go a 3-play, 34-yard touchdown. Now Tech leads, and they go for 2 in 18-14. The most Sickos thing.
So then the next thing is the thing that makes this game.
They go for 2. They go for 2. It's 18-14. La Tech's got all the momentum in the beginning of the fourth. They go for 2. Coastal has issues with substitution.
What kind of issues?
So they realize they only have 10 players on the field.
That's a problem. How did they solve this problem?
So the Coastal player decides to come on while the play is going on.
God, I just watched the clip. This is incredible.
That's an ineligible receiver right there.
Very much so. He just, listener, I need you to understand that he just like sprints off the bench directly into the play and then stands there like he was supposed to be there.
Now, the funny thing about this happening,
I put me in, coach.
even more funny than the Coastal player coming off the bench, even more funny than that, is that there was offsetting on penalties and La Tech still made the 2-point conversion. So they had to redo the 2-point conversion again. Like, there were so many penalties in this game. La Tech even fucked up Coastal having to run a player on the field in the middle of the play.
That is incredible. I did just remember I had one thought about this game because I got home from my actual job with like after this had happened, obviously, because I had no idea that this had happened. But I turned the game on and I was like, why is everything so gray? And a friend of the show, Bubba Prague, like went back through his archive of Shreveport. It turns out Shreveport's just gray. It's just like that. Which feels right for us.
I feel like with bowl season, with Coca-Cola bowl season, you can expect to have an increase in guys not all being on the field or lining up right, just because you're working through you have different personnel than you did all season. Probably.
The funny thing is that Coastal's temporary coach, because Coastal fired their coach, Coastal's intern was the D coordinator for La Tech last year.
They were chirping a lot before the game, apparently.
There was a lot of trash talking before the game. So La Tech's defensive coordinator last year, it became the intern because they fired Tim Beck, not that one under Vandy's team, but they fired Tim Beck. And so he's
one of the best things about this story is that one of the assistant line coaches for La Tech follows us.
Yeah.
And he was in the box and apparently was so confused. He responds to us and he was like, I had no clue where that guy came from. I was so surprised that someone showed up there. And of course, people are saying that this kid has too much Coastal in him.
Yes,
obviously. Yeah, like the too much Bama in him, which is hilarious to think of. And we had somebody in the press box, Tim Fletcher, shout out to him, who's in Shreveport. He's based out of Shreveport. He does like the Shreveport ESPN stuff. And he said that the La Tech coaches box went absolutely insane when they saw the person come on the field. And so the O-line coach was just like, where's it coming from? So the coaches box and the press box up there going absolutely insane. Where does this Coastal guy come from on the field on a 2-point conversion that doesn't count because they're offsetting penalties, because La Tech commits a penalty at the same time that Coastal has somebody run on the field at just phenomenal bowl season. Just Shreveport excellence right there.
Next one up was the Music City Bowl, Illinois versus Tennessee.
Oh, one final fact for the Independence Bowl, since we didn't mess.
Mike Tomlin is inevitable.
I will note this. Sonny Cumbie, the La Tech head coach, is now 1-0 after getting tased before a bowl game.
Steelers just missed the extra point.
Is he inevitable now or no?
I mean, they're still up 2 with 55 seconds left. We'll find out.
That feels very Mike Tomlin. I'm just gonna say that.
How did that duck hook like that? Did somebody block it?
I don't know. I wasn't looking.
I looked straight and then it went it was like God swatted it.
Yeah, I looked up.
I
it is
believe
in
that.
End zone. Unclear. Continue.
Illinois wins the Music City Bowl on a walk-off field goal over the Vols, 30-28. Brett Bielema did not aggravate Josh Heupel like he aggravated Shane Beamer last year. We didn't get another one of those.
I don't think Bielema needed to do that because, Bielema and Heupel are similar size individuals.
Oh, that is true.
I feel like there's a respect
they're both
there.
Chunky. They're both chunky boys.
That's
Or
right.
chunkiest coaches.
I mean, maybe Bielema's a big fan of King of the Hill and respects Bobby Hill, Josh Heupel.
Yeah.
Brett Bielema is the first Illinois coach to have back-to-back bowl win seasons in history.
Oh,
Right? That feels like,
I mean, that feels correct. It's just a statistic I never thought about.
Yeah,
There
mean, like-
used to be a lot fewer bowl games.
Right.
I
And
will
Illinois
note
used
that.
to be worse.
Yeah, the Big Ten straight up had a rule that you couldn't win back-to-back bowl games because they wouldn't let you play
Yeah.
in back-to-back Rose Bowls, and that was their only bowl game.
I will note that Ron Zook probably should have had this,
Yeah.
but they fired him before the bowl game.
Yeah.
And Vic Koenig, ULM D coordinator under Terry Bowden for like a little bit. Wyoming fans turn away from that name. You probably hate this gentleman. But yeah, he won the bowl game as an interim head coach. So that's the only reason why Bielema gets this, because Ron Zook was fired after going 6-0 and 0-6.
I mean, the way things were going, he probably would have lost that bowl game.
Probably, but Vic Koenig pulled it off.
in the Alamo Bowl, TCU wins in overtime over USC 30-27. The name you need to know is Kenny Seals and his Seals Team 6.
Such as Seals.
Or
Exactly.
I love this because USC was up 24-14 in the fourth. And
That's why you never leave early.
you never leave early. And so
Jordan, you don't get to say this. I
Yeah,
have to bully
Jordan,
you to keep
yeah.
you from
I
going to the
learned
Tulane
my
USC
lesson.
game.
you tried
Okay.
to leave early.
I'm never going to let you live that down, though.
No.
Don't. Remind me. Be my memento mori.
I will.
Every
Some
time
of
I
us
do-
sat through 5 fumble, 56-28 losses to Georgia Tech so that we could make sure that you didn't leave that game early. You're welcome.
Next time I'm at a game, like a bowl game in December or January, and I'm bitching about how cold it is, remind me about this.
I will.
Memento mori. This game went so fucking late. It kicked at 8 Central, 9 Eastern. It was already
Oh
a
my
late
God.
game.
I
So,
fell
like-
asleep on the couch during this game, like late in the fourth quarter, woke up during overtime, went, oh, cool, overtime, rolled over and went back to sleep and had no idea what the final score of the game was.
I will note that I didn't get credentialed for this game because I forgot to submit the credentials, and I was on like the last day of submitting credentials for this game. I didn't get credentialed. I'm glad I didn't, because driving 20 hours, to Louisiana and then back to San Antonio, like I would have had to done this like after all this stuff. And then the game with the OC, I was like, man, I would have been absolutely exhausted by going to the Mayo Bowl. But this game was nuts. Like Jordan's like, I'm fading. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll finish it. And so I finished it, and I just laughed my ass off. It goes to fucking OT. It goes to OT, and TCU, stops USC for a field goal. And then they push TCU back. Now it's like 3rd and 20. And I'm like, God damn, TCU's got to kick like a 50-something yarder to try to send this to double OT. It's 3rd and 20. And I'm like, okay. So Kenny Seals does a check down. And like just to try to get them in like manageable field goal range, like long 40s, maybe like a 40, 45-yard field goal range. And he tosses it to Jeremy Payne. And Jeremy Payne's like, fuck this check down shit. I am going to try to break everybody's ankles. And he breaks everybody's ankles for USC. He ducks 1 tackle. He ducks 2 tackles along the sidelines. Managed to keep his like left foot, his left foot hovers out of bounds, and comes back into play and breaks another tackle. That was like, I think I can get him out of bounds with this. It was like, no. And he goes down the sidelines on 3rd and 20 on a little bit of a check down and wins the game for TCU. TCU goes absolutely insane. Kenny Seals goes nuts. He does a surrender cobra for victory. He can't believe it. He's like a 5th-year senior. He's just like, or he's a senior. I don't know if he's a 5th year, whatever. But he's been there at TCU forever. And he wins the game. He winds up being the offensive MVP. The refs get on the PA and they go, the game is not over. 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 TCU still going nuts in the end zone, celebrating like they won the game. And then the ref gets back on the PA and goes, the game is over. Touchdown confirmed. And so when TCU posts the winning video to Twitter and Instagram, you hear the PA call of the game is not over. The game is not over.
Perfect.
They said it like 5 or 6 times. It was phenomenal. It was so good. It was so good. And they win it. And then like TCU, I think like the next day they posted, the game is not over. 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 It was so damn good. What a phenomenal game. Congrats to TCU.
On December 31st, the first up was the Reliaquest Bowl. This was one that I was very much looking forward to. This was Iowa Vandy. Ended up being a really great game. Iowa wins this one 34-27. And people who have not watched Iowa in the last year don't realize that Iowa scores points now.
Yeah.
And
Iowa
so
looks much more normal now.
A lot of people were like, oh, in this economy, Iowa 34 points. Y'all, that's about average for them this year.
Yeah. The thing that I liked about this game was that Vandy did the Vandy thing again, where Diego Pavia is just out here like running around pulling shit out of his ass, but only in the second half.
Yep. That was it felt like they had his number early, and
I'm
then
gonna give a shout out to Iowa's game plan. Iowa's game plan defensively was great. Like they did what LSU did to Johnny Manziel in Johnny Manziel's heyday. They were like, we're gonna rush 3, we're gonna drop 8, and we're not gonna do anything crazy. We're gonna make you beat us and find somebody open. And he couldn't because nobody was open.
Yeah.
But then like when Iowa put stepped on the throat and they took a big lead in the second half. Like it was 21 something, and then like it was 21-3, I think, and then like they let up on that 3-8 or whatever, that rushed 3-8, and then Vandy was able to come back and Pavia was able to do his thing. But it was just like Vandy was playing catch up. Vandy doesn't have like a lights out defense like Iowa. This is something that Vandy's defense was like 119th, and Iowa's offense was like 75th. And Iowa's offense did enough because Vandy's defense couldn't stop them. This is not necessarily like Diego Pavia's fault or anything like that. So it's just it's crazy. So, we'll see.
Mike Tomlin continues to be inevitable. The Ravens just missed a walk-off field goal. Pittsburgh wins 26-24.
As I said in the chat, I'm sure everything will be normal. Listeners, I've been watching this game through Beth's screen because it's behind Beth.
The next game of the day was probably my favorite game of this day. The Sun Bowl. Arizona State 39, Duke 42.
This game was great. The Sun Bowl is great.
This was the third highest combined point total in the history of the Sun Bowl. And
you said, I hope somebody wrote, I hope you like points on the comments on this one. And yes, we do.
That was me. This game was great. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. Tangentially, shout out to the Pitt fans that I ran into walking out of the Duke's Mayo Bowl who were talking about the 3-0 Sun Bowl. This Sun Bowl was the exact opposite of that.
Oh my God. There was so many points.
As hell, and also now they have a giant cereal bowl with inflatable Frosted Flakes that the players were like jumping into after they scored.
So to me, they look like frosted mini wheats because they're little pillows.
They don't look exactly like Frosted Flakes, but just go with it. It's fine. It's about the vibe.
It breaks my immersion. Okay, the verisimilitude of this.
The giant.
Literally, only you, Jordan, would notice this. Come on, buddy. Suspend your disbelief, brother.
Yeah, you can't suspend your disbelief for the giant bowl of cereal.
Or the Pop-Tarts that
I don't think it was like mini wheats, but like there's like
it was
some
like
other
sort of like
they were thick
cereal.
Frosted Flakes. They were beefy lads.
Yeah,
they're beefy flakes. Okay,
the flakes were very It was very like overly inflated. Like they really pumped up the PSI in those flakes.
Do we have a picture
I was about
of this?
to say, it's like when you like don't check your tire pressure and then you overinflate your tire. It's fine.
I'll find you one, Beth.
There
Thank
are
you.
many floating around on Blue Sky because the outcome of this game featured a lot of skeets about ACC football, featuring the Duke player jumping backwards into the bowl.
Let's not forget that this was Duke. Duke was the ACC champion.
That's right.
People don't talk about that.
If we find a picture, can we put it in the Discord channel?
Yep. The game that, well, you know what we got to do when we talk about the Sun Bowl, right?
Not the Sun Bowl, the Cheez-It Bowl. Also, no, we don't.
Get it right, brother.
This is the Citrus Bowl. You're right. The Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. Texas 41, Michigan 27. Texas should have been in the playoffs. Arch Manning is the second coming of Vince Young. Heisman, national title next year. Nothing stops the Longhorns. Done.
Jordan, I need you to know that this show has made it so that when I was watching this game and when I watch any Texas game and I hear the Texas band start up Texas Fight, my brain just goes, no, boo, and I instinctively throw the horns down.
In the Charlotte airport, somebody had it as their ringtone.
Oh
As
God.
they're walking past me, and I immediately said no and started doing horns down. I'm like, this isn't. This podcast.
I've Pavloved you. Oh no.
We're all deeply broken people, which is why we're a
Clearly.
good podcast.
Yeah. Also, Jordan, remember that these podcasts are preserved in amber, and your takes.
But that's
We'll
the
come
best
back to
part
haunt
is that I've just said so much shit at this point that no one can come back. If I
You
can't
can come
remember
back,
it, it doesn't
but I
count.
don't remember it. Yeah.
Right. Again, like we've established that no one remembers anything that they say on this podcast, except that some people do remember what they say on this podcast.
I mean, I can clip some stuff.
That's me.
Oh,
It's my
Please
turn.
do. At
I'll-
least for Jordan. For Jordan and Texas football, yes. For everyone else,
I mean, this is honestly the most confusing episode of the podcast I've recorded for me, because normally I can remember, like, oh, have we talked about that before? Should I bring it up? But for this episode, there's a lot of stuff that we have talked about. It's just that we weren't recording the podcast. That's rare. We usually don't. Usually, if I've said
and
something,
we were
you
very
guys, it's
busy
on
and not
tape.
watching the games.
Well, even when we were, like, we did get to watch a couple of the games that we're going to talk about that we haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah.
And when we get there, there's going to be a bunch of stuff where I'm like, I feel like I already said that, but it's like, oh, well, not on tape.
I was in person with people at that time. Weird.
Yeah. We were in meat space finding out that everybody has legs and that Kevin's really tall.
That was the first thing Jordan said to me, and I was so confused until I realized what he was talking about.
I was very worried as we were all saying jokes at the one point. I'm like, oh no, all our good jokes.
Right? I know.
Let's record those. We've got to get them on tape.
Shit.
Somebody write it down. Shit, I didn't bring my laptop. I can't take notes.
How bad would you feel if you were doing that? Like, oh, you have leg jokes, and then like one of us showed up and didn't have legs?
I would feel no, because I feel like if any of us that happened to, they would be the kind of person that would absolutely just give me shit for that for the rest of my life.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I feel like, I would roll up in that situation. I think I would roll up and be like, I bet you were super excited to learn about how I had legs, right?
All right, I just want to mention this game.
You sell your legs.
I just want to mention the game. Talk about Prince Chedward here. He had a Cheez-It dragon.
He did.
He did.
He killed Chedzi apparently in some
No,
jousting.
he didn't kill Jedzi. He
Okay.
maimed Chedzi.
He
Were
maimed.
you the one calling for regicide, Jordan?
That was me.
Okay.
I'm
I'm trying to
a
remember who's
staunch
calling for
royalist.
regicide.
I'm a staunch royalist here.
I'm happy
Okay.
for Melanie and Katie to get a picture of the Prince Chedward piggyback ride by the offensive lineman, number 73 for Texas. And also all the Texas players enjoying the Cheez-It crusted turkey legs after the game.
Mm-hmm.
That was phenomenal.
Did you see Arch Manning wearing the Prince Chedward?
There was a Prince Chedward crown. There was a couple of crowns
robe.
being passed around. Arch Manning also was chewing on the Cheez-It crusted turkey leg. He didn't have one in his hand, but he did have a bite, confirmed by Katie and Melanie. So that was great. I love one of our responders on Instagram was like, where did they get chicken? I was like, well, actually, it was a Cheez-It crusted
Well,
turkey leg.
actually,
Well,
We
Commish
need
pushed him his
more.
glasses that he didn't wear.
Yeah, we need
Well-
more football games that end in players housing food.
Yes.
Agreed.
I mean,
Like
let's
the
go.
one I'm always on about is that UAB Memphis should end with the winning team actually eating ribs. on the
Eating
field.
ribs, yes.
Yeah.
There needs to be.
Mhm.
There's a rib competition out there, and it's the Battle of the Bones. Whoever wins the rib competition needs to make ribs for the game winners. Like they need to have celebratory ribs that they're eating along
So-
with the trophy of the Battle of the Bones.
So we have officially brought back the first estate. We now need to bring back the second estate of the Cheez-It Bowl.
Who's that?
I thought that we could have Saint Ched of Assisi.
How did you pull it that fast, Beth? That's what worries me on some of your jokes, is how fast you get them.
I think it would be good. Like if we're gonna do this, we should do this. We have the humble man of the people.
Okay.
We have the royalty.
hmm
Mhm.
Now
Well,
we need the clergy.
So
Clearly.
there's the vaguely Italian, like the mozzarella-ish Cheez-Its, right? Because we saw the thing with the Cheez-It spread, right?
The
Oh, yes.
Cheez-It
Okay.
sampler, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
the
yes.
sampler. There's like the pesto ones or whatever.
Do you want to do like an affair of the poisons thing? Is that where we're headed?
No. Cheez-It Pope.
Okay.
Okay.
Most of the historical popes are Italian.
Okay.
not
I
all
like
of
this.
them.
True.
Not all
Oh.
of them.
And
I'm all
What
for
about
it.
a Cheez-It anti-pope?
Yeah, we can have an Avignon Cheez-It. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm you know.
Commish, what are you all for?
Well, I mean, she said Avignon cheese. I was like, we could have a Parmesan
Yeah,
Pope.
yeah.
But like
Mhm.
like Saint Cheesy of Cheesy.
The restoration of the Borson.
Cheez-It.
Oh my god.
God
Beth, I
damn
love
it,
when you make
Beth.
church jokes.
God
We can
damn
have
it.
a
Thank you for getting all my
Parmesan
church
Pope.
jokes this weekend, by the way.
Nebraska, Utah, and the Las Vegas Bowl. Utah wins this one 44-22. Utah was in command on this one.
Matt
It's been
Rule
a
was
whole
only
game.
there for the zip line.
He really is only there for the zip line, and honestly, I think that's correct.
I mean, yeah, same. That's the
He
morally
knew.
correct position.
I mean, Utah had like 3 more wins than them, and I was like, it just did not feel like an even bowl game.
This is not a good matchup. No.
No.
do
this
you
was just,
ever
like,
want
really-
Utah in a bowl game? Like,
No.
congratulations, you get a trip to fabulous Las Vegas, where
You
you,
don't
get to
want-
get beaten to death by a
Beaten with
pillowcase full of
hammers?
nails.
You don't
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
you don't want Army in a bowl game. You don't want Navy in a bowl game. You don't
Nope.
want Utah in a
Mhm.
bowl game.
Nope.
None of that.
Because of the kind of show
Because.
we are.
Because
Because of the kind of show we are, we're going to give the exact same amount of time talking about most of the playoff bowls as well. I'll start with Cotton. That was
Nope.
on the 31st,
Mhm.
the night
Yes, that's
before
right.
New Year's.
Yeah, I watched this game in its entirety because I was at home.
And I watched this game in its entirety at the hotel bar.
I followed this game on a plane to Charlotte.
In retrospect, I probably should have just gone to this game since I was up late because I couldn't sleep anyways.
No, you
I-
shouldn't.
I can still do things like
No, you would hate. Stop it.
this. Miami's defense absolutely gave Julian Sayin hell the entire game. Like, he was running for his life for so much of this game. They were in his face over and over and over.
So I had not watched a lot of Ohio State football this season because why would I do that? And I watched the Indiana game, obviously.
Yeah.
And I watched this game and I came to the realization towards the end of this game that Julian Sayin looks like we have Timothy Chalamet at home. And I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I just need you guys also to have this brainworm with me. Thank you.
So, Pitt Girl, the question I have for you is, how far along can Miami go before we fault Miami Fraud Watch?
Look, Fraud Watch is eternal. It's not always right, but it's always on.
Yeah.
I mean, I was impressed by how Miami won this game because
I was too.
I had said that like Ohio State, they had won most of their games pretty comfortably, but against lesser teams.
Mhm.
And like the games that they played where it was kind of a struggle, they lost to Indiana. It was close, but it was a tough game. Texas, they won it, but it was a tough game.
Mhm.
But like this one, it wasn't that close. I mean, Miami did score the touchdown at the end to make it not even a 1-score game, but like it never felt like Miami was having some sort of like they have to do everything right to
No.
like they felt evenly matched.
Ohio State looked bad for the entire first half of this game. Is one big piece of this. So there are two things here. One, as we'll get to, teams with a first round bye are now 1-7. And so I'm not sure that you, college football playoff team, actually want the first round bye in this format, because you are off for like 35 days and that's too long, for one thing. For a second thing, hot take, I think the ACC being full of mid teams is actually better for your playoff team than being Oregon, or sorry, not Oregon, no offense, Oregon, than being Ohio State and playing a bunch of Purdue's in different hats. No disrespect, Purdue, I love you. Because you are playing more robust teams, and you see some like things that you will probably overcome, but they are a little bit more challenging than playing a team that's just not very good, right? Like Pitt's first half against Miami was better than Ohio State's first half against Miami.
Easily.
Like significantly so. And Pitt started shooting itself in the foot towards the end of that first half. Like, just saying.
Super Saiyan.
No.
Julian saying.
Julian Saiyan.
Okay.
He doesn't have a podcast called Just Saying after this season.
Julian Saying.
I still should have gone to this one. Damn.
I
Okay.
I love this game. I was like, Ryan Day's gonna call the plays. I'm like, I think it's better than Brian Hartline. Apparently not. I was wrong on that aspect, but I was right in. I think Miami, the only way to win is that they have to harass Julian Saying the entire game, and they did.
They sure did.
I feel like Ryan Day set up a game plan like they were going to be able to handle Miami's D-line one-on-one. Like it was no problem. And they didn't really make that adjustment until the second half. Like I feel like after a drive or two, you were like, okay, man, I think we're going to have to block these guys differently. And Ryan Day was like, no, I got this. We got this. This is all a fluke. Like Miami's not going to keep getting to us. Ruben Bain's not going to be all over, reloading and recocking his arms on the sideline.
The minute he did that, I was like, oh, fuck,
dude, it was like the Superman, like, arm fight, whatever. Like,
it was, once he did that, I was done.
I'm going to recock. It's like Batman versus Superman recocking the arm. I'm like, Jesus Christ. It was great. I loved it. I watched. Oh, God, it was so good.
We were sort of on site for the Orange Bowl. We were basically just paying attention to them sort of peripherally. The Oregon 23, Texas Tech 0. This was very close to Beth's dice roll, predicting a 24-2 game. And we pulled a 23-0. That was very good. Oregon was just better than Texas Tech. Texas Tech was bad. Texas Tech was bad for a lot of this game.
It wasn't like Texas Tech was completely outmatched, but they turned the ball over a lot, like, and they got into his point. Like they probably could have scored if they were trying to kick a sad field goal at some point, but you turn the ball over, you get down, and then you're in the position where you're like, okay, well, we need touchdowns. Once you're down 23, you need to, a field goal doesn't help you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to go for the touchdown, go for 2, try to make it a 3-score game. But, they just had a strategy this season, right? Where they kept their quarterback, what's his name? Barrett Morton.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't go into the portal. They said, we're not going to look to upgrade the quarterback position. And they put all of their money into their lines, basically, like their offensive line, their defensive line. That's where they went. One, I think because they thought that there was some market inefficiency there, but also their kind of whole strategy was to make the team more consistent, right? Like if you have a really good line, it's going to be a lot harder for you to get upset, especially in Big 12 play. right? And like this is a team that was built to win the Big 12, and they did that. And the problem is then you get to the playoff and you have to play someone who can match up with that good line that you've built, and then also has the skill position players. And they didn't have the playmakers. They didn't have the firepower to keep up with Oregon, and it ended up being pretty easy for the Ducks.
I will note this. I will note that whatever they don't have, they'll probably get next year.
Well, I mean, we'll see. They've already just tonight they've announced. Well, I'm not sure if they've announced it, but it's come out that they're getting Sorsby in the portal.
Yeah, Sorsby from Cincinnati. I'm like, okay, they got Nick QB. There you go. They got billions there.
Hey, girl, you were listening to Texas Tech Radio?
I was. So I was driving during this game, but thanks to Pitt Dad, I have a Sirius XM radio subscription. So I was listening to this game while I was driving through beautiful rural Western Virginia. And the Texas Tech was down like 16-0 for a really long time, and there was some discussion of how like that's technically a 2-score game and we could get back in this, and then it gets down towards garbage time and they're trying, like Oregon is sort of sitting on, like they're in scoring position because Texas Tech had just thrown a pick, and the Texas Tech radio guys are like, well, they've got to burn some clock here. If they don't want to give us the ball back, they should just run around in the backfield, whatever. And Oregon scores. And the Texas Tech radio guys were so mad about this because they thought it was like classless running up the score. Like, you don't need to show off for the playoff committee. You don't have to do this. Why'd you do this? Like, the one guy was like, I have lost respect for Dan Lanning. He just moved down my list. And I'm in my car just like, I don't know, guys. Your defense played really well today, but like, poke your offense with a stick if you want to be mad about this. Like, get good. I don't know. So I really enjoyed that. I thought it was funny.
We did get to watch the Rose Bowl together.
We did.
And what a wonderful Rose Bowl experience it was. Because the idea that we had that Alabama would simply go into the machine and be eaten happened. Indiana 38, Alabama 3.
We were so nervous for our little babies, and we should not have been.
Well, they took a 17-0 lead, and I was like, oh, God, fuck,
no, Indiana, no.
I did that just to show off. That was the showing off right there.
Oh, like, we wanted you to post that 17-0 is the most dangerous lead in all of college football. And then Kirk Cignetti would just look at us with his eyebrows and just be like, oh, really?
He almost smiled during this game.
He did smile a little bit after he got the roses dumped on him. But
I think my one worry with this game was that it was going to be close enough that we would feel bad having to leave to go to the pep rally that we had to go to for the Mayo Bowl.
This was also my worry.
And once we got where it's like, oh, we got to go catch the train to the pep rally.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, yep, this is dusted.
We were on the train to the pep rally, and I like looked at my phone and was like, oh, cool, Indiana scored again.
Yeah.
It was, they put him in the machine. They fed him into the wood chipper. I was just, no, I don't want to say like no offense, Alabama, but I was like, I'm sorry, we're pulling for Indiana here.
Offense.
Yeah.
I'll say it. I don't think Alabama belonged here.
They didn't.
No. It was like anybody discounting Indiana.
Where we got to talk about Indiana. Indiana put Alabama in the contraption?
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
The committee shouldn't have put Alabama in that position.
Not us.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Those kids could get hurt.
They were just outmatched, and I don't.
I feel like it was a safety issue.
Said, like, Indiana's so good, we're just going to give them another bye.
During the pregame, the night before, and the morning of, and the parade, it was downpouring in Los Angeles. They have one of those atmospheric rivers going through them right now.
Right.
And we didn't get the beautiful sunset over the mountains. It was cloudy.
The sun did set.
I mean, yes, somewhere it did.
Also, they moved the game up. Usually it kicks off at 5 Eastern, but it kicked off at 4 this year.
I mean, the Crimson Tide did roll over.
No. No, not that one.
No, I don't.
I think the last thing we'll talk about today is the Sugar Bowl, because we need to discuss what happened at the end. I want to say that this was a blast because we were having dinner at a bar, all of us, and there was a large Mississippi State contingent there who was pulling so hard for Georgia.
This was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
They were like very openly cheering for Georgia. They were all barking at kickoff.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, there were
Basically-
also Georgia fans there.
Yeah.
So it was like I couldn't tell if the barking was from the Georgia fans or the Mississippi State fans.
It was enough people that I think some of the Mississippi State
I believe,
fans were
I
barking.
believe that they got into it with the Georgia fans. Like, oh, they're barking. I too will bark.
I mean, they are both bulldogs.
Because it wasn't an ARP. It was more like
It was very tasteful. Like
It
they
was.
reasoned their inside bark, and I appreciated
they
that.
100%.
We are going to spend 1 second talking about this game. 1
Mhm.
second.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we're done.
No, the second goes on for a while because we got a bunch of laterals.
Oh, okay.
Commish, what happens at the end of this game?
All right, so we're gonna spend 1 second talking about this game, but then we're gonna spend another second talking about this game. Then probably after that, we're gonna spend another second talking about this game.
That's the second with all the laterals.
That's a lot of seconds there. So Georgia, Ole Miss takes the lead with former Western Kentucky kicker. They take the lead with 6 seconds left in the game. So Ole Miss has to kick off to Georgia. Pretty much, this is like do or die hope for them at this point. Georgia received the kickoff with 6 seconds left. They could have taken the touchback, but the receiver tries to return it. In the middle of the return, or like at the beginning of the return, they decide to lateral it to another returner across the field. Ole Miss is not buying that shit and obliterates that returner. While the other person gets obliterated, the ball bounces all the way across the entire width of the field, and it goes and it hits the pylon, and the clock runs out.
But
It's like,
does
okay.
it?
Or does it? So Ole Miss rushes the field and they start to wheel out the stage. But the refs say there's actually 1 second left in the game when it doinked off the pylon, and they have to push everyone off the field. And that's the first stage movement. There's a safety now. So everybody goes insane. All the timeline is like, safety. Like there was like 4 or 5 tweets or posts or skeets or whatever. Everybody, all the committee account screaming for the safety because we love it. But since there's 1 second left, they got to push the stage off the field. Now the score's like 39-34, I think. Or is it 37-34? Yeah, 39-34. It was 37-34. I'm so confused because of all this stuff that's happened. So Georgia decides to do an onside on a safety kick. And so they do the onside kick, and Georgia recovers the onside. And then Ole Miss,
this was
It
like,
was such a weird onside kick, though.
it was a weird onside kick.
It,
Like
it
Ole
was
Miss
a
is
good
like,
onside because it didn't go. It was like it's not going to go 10 yards, but then it
Yeah.
kind of curved and went to 10
it
yards,
curved and went
and
to
that
10 yards.
got right because like Ole Miss kind of naturally had the like, oh, we don't want to be near it.
We
when
don't
it
wanna be
didn't
near
look
it.
like it was good
We
because
don't want to-
it's dead unless Ole Miss had touched it, right?
Yeah.
But once it goes 10 yards, Georgia can recover it. I feel like and obviously this is like in the moment, like if I was coaching Ole Miss, I would
Yeah.
have been like, just touch it, right? Because
Mhm.
with 1 second left, you just have to touch the ball to get the clock to start.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But they were doing a normal onside kick recovery, so they didn't touch it.
Yeah. So Ole Miss rushes the field again. And they roll out the stage again. So this is the second appearance of the stage. But the refs still say there's still 1 second left. And they have to push everyone off the field again, including the stage. Because since no one on Ole Miss touched it, and the recovering team gets it without taking off any clock. So there's a lot of people that learn this rule. It's like if the onside recovering team gets it without, the other team touching it, they get it and they don't lose any clock. The ball's like back. So no one on Ole Miss tried to touch it. They get it back. Georgia tries to do some crazy like lateral thing where nobody was really like running down the field, and they gain 20 yards, they lose 20 yards, and then like Ole Miss gets the ball, and that's the game. Ole Miss finally wins. They get to rush the field, and these stage pushers finally get to push the stage on the field to end the game. Just incredible. We had people in our Discord that were just like, I just want you to talk like 10 minutes about what happened at the end of this game, not even talk about the game. And I'm still, I think Joey posted that we're just waiting for Ole Miss to pass the F1 race post check to verify they actually won the game.
Arthur, was that you?
I don't remember. It was late. I was tired. This was like before this happened. This was probably the best game.
Yeah.
At least of this round of the playoffs so far. It was back and forth. There were times when we were talking and thinking like, man, Georgia really has the momentum here. There were times when Ole Miss felt they had it. Ole Miss really screwed up the end of the first half. They had, I think it was like a third down from the Georgia 40 with like 15 seconds left or so. And they run a play, they throw a pass, it doesn't get the first down and stays in bounds. So that the clock ends up running out, and they can't spike the ball because I think it was fourth down. So they kind of, had they executed that better, they could have had a long field goal attempt. But anytime that you're trying to run a field goal kicking team out and like the clock is hitting zeros while they're still getting set, like it's not going to be a good look.
That only works if you are 2023 TCU. The thing that I would like to note here that I particularly enjoyed about this game was Trinidad Chambliss just doing like genuinely incomprehensible superhero shit. Like he several times he was just like he ran like 20 yards back and very nearly took a sack for a safety and got the ball off for a first down at one point.
He was doing everything
crazy.
He was doing everything in Madden.
Yeah.
That would make you throw your controller into the TV. Like if you're playing somebody online and they were playing as Trinidad Chambliss, and he's doing, running 35 yards backwards and then completing passes to just gain 5 yards and just get the first down to keep the drive alive. You would throw your controller. You're like, this is bullshit. And he was pulling this stuff in the fourth quarter, which was absolutely incredible. It sent Ferris State, their Twitter, which we follow their Twitter account, just to start retweeting every single compliment about Ferris State football and Trinidad Chambliss for the entire fourth quarter.
It was great.
It was incredible, man. It was just like and then I just had the post. I was like, I love Ferris State football for reposting every single thing about, like Trinidad Chambliss and just trying to, it was so nuts. Congrats to Ole Miss to advance to the next round to the Fiesta Bowl to play Miami, which is, incredible. Miami has never won in the Fiesta Bowl. They're 0-4 in the Fiesta Bowl history. So, Ole Miss to the championship. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, if Trinidad Chambliss can keep pulling, like, stuff like this out, what a joy to watch.
And
what a
Pete
story.
Golding now. 2-0 as a head coach.
Pete Golding has more playoff wins than so many different coaches now at this point. The only two coaches that Pete Golding does not have more playoff wins than is Nick Saban and Kirby Smart.
SEC coaches. Those are the only SEC coaches with more playoff wins than Pete Golding. There are a couple coaches out there besides them that have more playoff wins. They're not in the SEC. But the important thing is Lane Kiffin, not as many playoff wins as Pete Golding, although the postseason bonuses that LSU is paying him say otherwise. But yeah, Pete Golding getting the job done for Ole Miss. Now, while I'm doing this thing here, though, where I'm correcting things that you said previously during the episode, I want to correct something you said earlier in the episode. You referenced Henry Cavill kind of like reloading, cocking his arm in a fight scene. You referenced that and you credited it to Batman versus Superman Dawn of Justice, I believe. However, that scene is from Mission Impossible Fallout, where he's cocking his arm. He flexes so hard a pocket appears on his shirt. It's Henry Cavill in the bathroom. Him and Tom Cruise are fighting a dude. Rebecca Ferguson shows up. They're in Paris at the whatever landmark that they held Olympic fencing at in the 2024 Olympics. And it all goes, that's a great fight scene. Man, I want to go watch that movie now. I'm going to go do that. Good night, everybody.